Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently down 0.89% to 23,583. Ethereum is down 1.87% to 1692. And looking into DeFi, we've seen a bit of red across the DeFi space. And we can see total value locked in DeFi is down 0.98% to 89.29 billion. In financial services, XRP is doing really well, up 5.11%. With this, you may be tempted to say that XRP is escaping Bitcoin's gravity. It is not. It's moving down with Bitcoin. As Bitcoin is moving down, XRP is also moving down. The thing that happened is XRP went up a lot. That's why it's up 5%. We know Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. This is a really important rule. Each and every day, 7 days a week, we go through these various crypto sectors. We're looking to understand context, what cryptos are moving around and how they're doing so. What groups are coming up, what groups are going down. Looking across GameFi, we can see it's relatively mixed. NFTs are on the way down, and some, like Digo, quite on the way down. At the moment, the market is trying to figure out, is it going up or is it going down? You can see across the different sectors, the results are quite mixed. But not so much in cloud storage. Filecoin and ICP both doing well. Arweave also doing well, but Filecoin just blasting. Entertainment is not too happy at the moment. The majority of entertainment cryptos are down. The VR cryptos are a little bit mixed, but Mana is certainly making up for that. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. Thank you for tuning in. I love sharing this time together. When we look through the crypto market, it's important to understand that Bitcoin's gravity will weigh across the entire crypto space. As Bitcoin moves down, we would expect 99% of the alts to move down with it, but just at varying rates and varying percentages. We do this because we want to do trades that get us on the right side of the percentage. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, available through these links, the tax software I use, and you can always reach out and directly message me on Twitter at any time. As crypto technical analysts, we subscribe to the CTKS creed. That primes us for profitability in the crypto market. And this is simply just a list of things that we say to ourselves. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities and life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. Because of Rule 45, we know your beloved alts cannot escape Bitcoin's gravity, and Bitcoin cannot escape someone say stake, the Nasdaq's gravity and the US market's gravity. And we can actually see the US market just in that white line behind. You can see that very strong correlation playing out and playing through. Now, what do we see with the Nasdaq? The futures at the end of trading were really quite positive. But what do we see now? Price is starting to come down. What do we make of this? When we look at this resistance line, we can see price has crossed underneath that resistance line. We always have to be aware that when price crosses underneath a resistance line, it may come back to try to get above it, but if it can't, it will go down. And if it can, it will go up. But price is always moving in a wave. You can see this 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's a definite zigzag pattern. Could we get something like this? For example, we had a cross under here. That basically means that price crossed under the support line. Pretty straightforward. Now, price came down. Could price come down to 22,810? Yes, potentially. And could it zigzag back up to 24,177? Yes, potentially. We know that the market has staged a fantastic rally, absolutely fantastic. And we also know that the Nasdaq is repairing, as are the major US indices. Does this mean that we could have a short-lived bit of a spike down and then a rally up? Of course we could. And one of the things that we always do is our ANF. ANF basically means we factor in what could go against us. What if price goes nowhere, and what if price goes for us? And we control the trade, but the market controls the return. So many times I hear of people saying, oh, the trade went against me. That's probably because they considered the go for me price first and got carried away and then didn't have an ANF strategy. It's really, really important to have your ANF strategy. If you're doing accumulation trading, there's nothing wrong with dollar cost averaging and hodling and all of that stuff. That's pretty much just like investing. But if you're BORSOGing, you want to turn your trades over. You want to get in and out and recycle your money. Something that could help, you probably want to put about a week into the trade. Pretty much no more than that. And when we talk about BORSOG, buy on red, sell on green, that requires a lot of knowledge, and it requires emotional control as well. That's rule 621. It's not something that you can just mindlessly get into and say, oh, it's red, I'm going to buy. If the technical setup is really against you, if the risk profile is against you, say for example the price is too extended and you get in, you could have price move against you quite quickly. So we don't do things like that. And Masterclass students, please check out LV21 again on how to BORSOG effectively. Please let me know what you think. Active learning is so incredibly important, and I'm going to do a coffee club video on the power and profitability of learning, and I'm going to give some secrets away in there as well. And what do we see here? For example, we've had a cross under there. There's a cross under in this price action from this 5 to 9 area. And what do we see? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We can see choppy price action trying to get back up to a particular resistance level but failing. What would that look like? Something down to A chopping up back to C. That is a possibility. But don't forget, in the crypto market, we've got to factor in what the Nasdaq is doing. There's a lot of positive sentiment in the markets at the moment, and that might sound really weird because all the press and media is filled with doom and gloom and disaster. That doom and gloom and disaster is put there deliberately. But one thing is for sure, when you get a cross of a support level, it's showing a weakening of a trade. When you get a weakening of a trade, if it gets too weak, it will just drop down. Does it mean 22,810 is our sort of maximum price where we think it will go tomorrow in the next 24 hours? No, of course not. Because we know and understand institutional wicks. These institutional smart money wicks drive price up, but you will often see them driving price down. This is a common thing that we see all the time. Just be aware of institutional wicks. They go up, but they can also come down. So that's why we keep our eye on the market every single day, because we kind of need to. Crypto is that crazy. And also, institutional candles can work in the other direction as well. For example, from 11, 17, 21, we were under, and then we had a massive spike up in institutional buying, and then another massive spike up, and a leveling off and another one up. Notice that these candles, that one is quite small in comparison, and it got taken out very, very quickly. Within the span of 8 hours, it was completely reversed, and we saw the price was struggling to get above. It was getting rejected. All these wicks are rejections. Upper wicks basically show, ouch, I don't want to go there, I don't want to go there. Lower wicks show, I don't want to go there either. So the concept is we really need to stay above this B line. 23,539. If we lose that, we would anticipate going to the A line, 22,810. If we lose the A line, we would expect to go to 22,013. Now, always have your A and F strategy together. Bitcoin and crypto are unlike any other market on the planet. They don't obey the rules of other markets. So that's why we have to be very fluid in our decision making. What happens, for example, if Bitcoin says, no, I'm not going down, I'm going back to 24,177 or 24,630? You've got to think of the probabilities. What are the probabilities? We have a lot of resistance here. The sellers are in control at the moment. The buyers are probably saying to themselves, can we get above this resistance level, playing at about 24,000? Can we get up and over that? We've seen that we've been rejected as buyers. Maybe the price has to come down somewhat, gather its strength so it can forge up again. These are all the things that you want to keep in your mind all the time. So please let me know, where do you think point number 30 is going to come in the next 24 hours? And this is all part of your active learning. Let's have a look at max pain. And what we can see is the max pain level yesterday was 23.5. That was a very, very good work. Well done, Max. And the max pain level is the price at which the majority of the options expire worthless in the Bitcoin options market. And what are we anticipating tomorrow? 24,000, and the next day 24,000. So the options market is basically saying if 24,000 is hit, the smart money makes the most amount of money at that particular point. And the max pain for the end of the month, end of next month, is 23,000. Masterclass students, you'll receive my live chart here in TG34, and we can see we've just crawled into Sunday. So what happens on Sunday? It can be varied. Last Sunday went up. What about the Sunday before? That came down. What did Monday do? Rallied up. What about the Sunday before that? Came down. So what about that? Let's have a look at more Sundays. What did this Sunday do? It just wobbled around a bit and came up later. What about this one? Had mid-spike. Mid-spike, just a late spike. You can get some ideas as to what price could potentially do by observing past patterns. That's always a really good idea. So where do you expect price to go in the next 24 hours? Do you think it's going to spike up to here? You see how we actually stack probabilities in our favor. It's a very, very powerful thing to do. All professional traders and investors do it. And every investor becomes a trader anytime they buy or sell. Let's have a look at the longs and the shorts. The longs, what are the longs doing? They're coming up. And they're coming up and down. Longs move in waves, so do shorts. The shorts are coming out, but they're looking to actually turn around. I can see a turnaround picture here. It looks like the shorts are starting to bottom out. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get a spike in the shorting activity. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But the market is always trying to catch everybody on the wrong side of the trade, and the smart money seeks to get into the right side of the percentage. Smart money is unlike normal investors and normal traders. They think completely differently. To understand how you can be on the right side of the percentage and on the wrong side of the trade, Masterclass students, please look at LV21 and the theta trade. When we look at liquidations across the past 24 hours, generally on a weekend, you'll get about 20 to 30 million in liquidations. We got 168 million. Wow! A lot of people are getting really interested into crypto again, and it's really good to see, but they'll probably get trapped on the wrong side of the trade and the wrong side of the percentage. Because with BORSOG, we're actually seeking to get into alignment with the market. That's why I developed that concept, that trading style. It's very, very powerful, and it's especially important in a market like we're in right now. We can see 68,509 positions were liquidated across the past 24 hours. And of those total liquidations, we can say 52% approximately was long liquidations across the past 24 hours. What about the past 12 hours? About 54% long. What about the past 4 hours? 75% long. What about the past hour? It's gone the other way, 81% short. This is the way it always goes. The shorts are liquidating the longs and the longs are liquidating the shorts, and then they take turns at it. It's really good to keep your eye on this. And in looking at liquidations on a daily basis, we can see yesterday the longs just marginally more than the shorts, but that is quite substantial volume. You see these little guys here, these little blips, that's typically weekend trading, like here and here. We're seeing we're getting more volume back into the market. That's actually a really, really good thing. As part of your active learning, please let me know, why do you think it's a good thing if more and more derivatives volume is being traded, especially on the weekends? I want to just give you an understanding of what happens when we lose support. I'm going to use the Binance Bitcoin Futures Open Interest chart. If you have a look at this particular line just coming up here, just with your eye, you can see that there was a loss of support around this level. Notice that we had a big drop down and then that choppy action trying to come back and test that previous support line, but a lot of negative air. It means that the sellers were too strong. And what do we notice? There was a support line playing in there. There was a quick break, a retracement, and then a downward momentum move. Please keep this in mind. Anytime you see a break in a support line, you have to anticipate price action like this. This is crypto. Looking at the total market cap, we can see crypto 1.10 trillion, a decrease over yesterday, 0.07%, not 007, but nearly. What are the greatest gainers over the past 24 hours? Filecoin leading the pack, 26.57% up. Yearn Finance, 12.21% up. Arweave, 9.79% up. Rose, 8.88% up. Oh, the Chinese are going to love that percentage. Ravencoin, 7.05%. And Tezos, 6.61%. 8 is a lucky number in Chinese. And what are the greatest percentage losses over the past 24 hours? QTUM down 7.53%. Synthetics 7.5% down. Bitcoin Gold 5.15% down. ICP 4.6% down. Bitcoin Cash 3.9% down, and BSV about 3.9% down as well. Understanding and recognizing patterns is a very, very important part of an investor and trader's job description. And when we look at one particular pattern, which is Bitcoin's gravitational pull on the alts, this blue line, that's an especially important thing to take note of. What can we see with Ethereum? Ethereum is getting pulled down by Bitcoin's gravity, but it's really, really strong at the moment. Binance Coin also coming down in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. What about ADA? ADA's actually showing a little bit of strength in there, which is pretty cool. Solana moving down in alignment. You can see that sharp sell-off there and the sharp sell-off here as well in Bitcoin. What about Doge? Sharp sell-off, sharp sell-off. DOT, sharp sell-off, sharper sell-off. This is the thing that you want to keep in mind. These variety of different alts will have different strengths relative to Bitcoin's directional correlation, or the way that Bitcoin's price moves relative to that alt over time. I'd like to thank all the very kind and generous family members who have bought me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/CryptoTradingKS. Thanks so much, everyone. And to someone who who bought me 3 coffees, which is really, really beautiful. I just wanted to use my coffee money for today to buy you a coffee can. Your dedication to sharing and your messages with me and the world is appreciated. Hi to Kate. Thanks so much, my friend. It's very nice. And as my way of saying thank you to all the very kind supporters who buy me a coffee, each month I put out a video. And this is a video that can be just only for the coffee club. It doesn't appear anywhere else. And I always seek to give value, to give you some kind of hidden insight into the crypto market, how to become more profitable and how to have a better life. And I've got the next coffee club video coming out in about 3 days, and it's going to be a ripper. And of course, to all the supporters who have bought a coffee, you can see any of these posts. They're not available to the general public. They're just a little perk, a coffee perk that I put in there to just say thank you to everyone. Turning to the community favorites, TWT. TWT has diverged from Bitcoin's gravity, but not in the way that a lot of people think. You can see all of this strength here, but if we actually zoom in, you can see that it's pretty much following just over and under exaggerating different movements. This is really important for you to understand. If you zoom out like this, you may say, oh, there's no correlation, Ken. Look at that, it's just completely different. But if you zoom in, you're going to see things that you thought were impossible, but they play out. That's why understanding Bitcoin's gravity is so critically important. And I pointed out to the Discord community quite a few days ago that trouble was looking really, really good. And I must admit, I've done so well with trouble, which is tell, or I call it trouble because it's TRB. And it's very, very interesting in relationship to Bitcoin's gravity. You'll find that some particular cryptos you'll have a strong affinity with. You'll say, oh, this is a really good thing. I can trade this. And learning how to trade should be on the radar of every single investor. We speak a lot about mastering yourself to master the market. That's rule 774. Mastering yourself is so critical. And how do you do it? Through positive excellence and maintaining real wealth foundations. The first thing is that we must have empathy for other people. Empathy is a very interesting commodity. Empathy is the ability to feel on behalf of another person. For example, sometimes people say words just out of their own pain and they don't realize the impact it has on other people. All human beings are genetically engineered to succeed and lead. One of the problems with leadership, if we are unkind to the people that we lead, those people won't be with us for very long. And this is something that gets into every single facet of a person's life, from personal relationships. If we're unkind to our partners, if we're unkind to our children, if we're unkind to our parents, if we're unkind full stop, that creates distance. It's a kind of a pain that people feel when you are unkind. And we're all unkind from time to time. Sometimes it's required, but most of the time, for example, 99.999% recurring, it's not required. What is required is understanding instead. And I can hear you say, Ken, I'm here to trade. What's this positive excellence rubbish, real wealth guff? It's not important. I just want to make profit. Well, of course you do. And of course all of us do. But will you keep it? When you actually focus on money, many of the most successful people in the world have said that a focus on money leaves you empty, and they should know because they did it. And many of these same successful people spend the rest of the twilight years of their life giving all the money away that they made. Just think about it. How dumb is that? Why make all this money if you only want to give it away? Why not just be a good person in the first place? It's kind of like going all in and then going all out. That's not what we do. That's not real wealth at all. But the concept of kindness, it's really important to be kind to yourself and to be kind to others. If you are not kind to others, you're probably not kind to yourself. And what happens in that particular case, when a trade goes against you, you're likely to be really brutal with yourself. Mark it. The market is controlling the return. You can only control the trade. You can't force the market to do what you want it to do. We can only move within its synchronization. So being kind is absolutely critical, or else you'll shut down, you'll start blaming, you'll get into conflict, and you'll get into so much stress that is 100% avoidable just through learning. And that's why I developed BORSOG trading, to help people to get into the synchronization pattern of the markets just with money they can afford to learn with. And that's how you should be doing it. If you're using big money to BORSOG, I would suggest step back from that unless you've gotten really, really good at it and you know the synchronization patterns and you're confident you're on top of things. If not, step back. And life is not a race, it's a marathon. So just go slow to go fast. In fact, being kind to yourself is so important. It is actually a rule, Rule 219. A question for the comments. What do you think identifies a person who is unkind? Please let me know in the comments. And what do you think are strategies to become more kind? It really matters. Being kind will drive your wealth or drive your poverty if you don't have it. This one little box, kindness, can unlock the secrets of the universe to you. It's a very hard thing for a lot of people to take that step, but it's the most worthwhile step you will ever take. And it's important to understand that kindness is a conscious choice. It's a choice you make. It's a behavior that you instill in yourself. And you can choose to not be kind, to engage in negative excellence, and you'll find that all the people around you will eventually leave you, because nobody likes to be around unkind people, especially over time, because they're not safe. Choosing more kindness is always the best decision and the best behavior to make a habit. If you would like to learn how to become a crypto technical analyst and scientifically track investor attention, which is measured through price, which is reality, and you'll learn all about positive excellence and real wealth inside the masterclass as well, what we do is that we mark up our charts with an update to candlestick pattern analysis through the CTKS method. Then we understand and analyze outside trends, just like a good detective. And then we come back into the crypto market, finding the market's focus, understanding that opportunities reset daily, and enhancing our pattern recognition. And then we understand that if we don't have that positive excellence real wealth foundation, and if we don't master our emotional control and be professional, the markets will take back whatever they give us. It will be temporary. But if we master our emotional control, it will be permanent to take money out of the markets and have a better life. And that's a really, really important thing to do. And in the last section, we do the trigger section, and that's how to buy and sell. And there's so many different methodologies in there. And there's also another section, which is the living video section, where I update you as well. You can find the link in the description to the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, and if you go through an ambassador going through this link, you can get 80% off. And also, you might like to apply for the scholarship if you're under financial hardship. It's a partial scholarship because I believe everybody has to commit. Money is the deepest commitment most people can ever make. That's why the masterclass is expensive. It is a Rolls-Royce analysis of the markets. And if you'd like to know why the masterclass was created, you can come across to that link in the description. There's a video here where I actually explain what drove me to create the masterclass. And there are also a number of testimonials of people who have gone through the masterclass and what they have found and how it's helped them. So that might be something that you might like to look at as well. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and to the CTKS ambassadors for assisting masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global KS family. And if you're new, please drop a hi comment in the comments section on YouTube. We'd love to say hello. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.